You believe a lie about your destiny right now, and it's probably coming from a free numerology website. I used to believe it too. I tried one of those calculators years ago. It gave me a couple numbers and said, "This is who you are." No context, no depth, just generic descriptions that didn't fit. I spent months trying to force myself into that identity, wondering why everything felt wrong. Today, you will see why free numerology is dangerous. I'm going to expose the 5 specific lies that are destroying your destiny instead of clarifying it. They reduce you to one number, usually the life path. That's it. They take your entire existence and compress it into a single digit. That creates so much confusion. It forces you into stereotypes that don't fit your actual energy. I remember trying to fit my assigned identity. The calculator said I should be outgoing, creative, and spontaneous. But I'm naturally analytical and strategic. I kept thinking something was wrong with me because I didn't match the description. That's the trap. You start questioning your authentic self because a website gave you a label. The truth is, your destiny involves multiple core numbers interacting. You have expression numbers, soul urge numbers, personality numbers. They all work together. One number can't explain your career, your love life, and your purpose. That's like trying to describe an entire movie by showing one frame. You miss the story, you miss the meaning, you miss everything that actually matters. Free calculators give you that one frame and call it your entire movie. Then you wonder why your life doesn't make sense according to their script. It's not your life that's wrong, it's their incomplete picture. This is where it gets technical, but stay with me. Free sites use inconsistent alphabets and outdated charts. They don't account for cultural variations or diacritical marks. Your name might be calculated completely wrong from the start. Let me give you an example. I worked with someone named Mark. A free site told him he had lone wolf energy in relationships. He accepted this as his fate for years. When we calculated his chart properly using the correct system, we found something completely different. His partnership energy was actually strong. The miscalculation came from how they handled certain letters in his full name. That wrong number created a domino effect. Wrong calculation leads to wrong interpretation, leads to wrong life decisions. He was avoiding relationships based on bad data. That's not spirituality, that's mathematical error disguised as destiny. Accurate calculation is non-negotiable for real destiny work. Your name vibration matters. Your birth date sequence matters. These aren't random numbers, they are codes that need to be deciphered correctly. When you use free tools that can't even get the math right, you are building your life on a foundation that's already cracked. And you wonder why things keep falling apart. But the errors go beyond just wrong math. The bigger problem is what they completely ignore. Free numerology gives you a surface level reading. It's like showing you the cover of a book and claiming you know the whole story. You are missing the chapters. You're missing the character development. You are missing the entire plot. This is what I call the missing 70% of your blueprint. Free calculators ignore multidimensional energy systems. They don't show you how your numbers interact. They don't reveal the psychomatrix, the complete pattern of your energy. You get a flat, one-dimensional view of a multidimensional soul. I learned this the hard way with my own partnership energy. I remember that free reading that told me I had weak partnership energy. It made me believe something was fundamentally wrong with my ability to connect. When I discovered that full system, I saw my actual matrix. It showed strong partnership codes, but it also revealed a temporary challenge number affecting my communication style. The free side saw one piece of the puzzle, the challenge, and labeled the entire area as broken. The full picture showed that challenge was a temporary lesson, not my permanent destiny. Then there is Anna. She came to me completely stuck in her career. A free calculator had told her she was a creative soul, destined for artistic work. So she spent years trying to force a creative business that never took off. She felt like a failure. When we mapped her complete matrix, the truth emerged. She did have creativity, but it was a secondary influence. Her primary energy was analytical and structural. She had a powerful leadership vibration and a money line energy pointing toward management. She shifted to project management and doubled her income in 6 months. The free reading had shown her 30% of her potential and convinced her it was 100%. That missing 70% was the difference between struggle and alignment. This is why surface level readings keep you stuck. They highlight one color and tell you that's your entire palette. You spend your life trying to paint with one color, wondering why your masterpiece looks incomplete. Real numerology shows you all the colors you have to work with. It shows you how they blend. It shows you that masterpiece you are actually capable of creating. And then we get to timing. This is where free numerology becomes actively dangerous. They give you generic predictions based on universal cycles. This is a lucky year for everyone. This month is great for love. That's complete nonsense. Timing is personal. Your energy cycles are unique to your birth code. Acting on generic advice is like taking medicine prescribed for someone else. At best, it does nothing. At worst, it makes you sick. Let's talk about Elena. A free site told her it was her year for big financial moves. The description was so convincing. It talked about expansion and abundance, so she invested aggressively in a new business venture. She lost a significant amount of money. When she came to me, we analyzed her personal cycles. She was actually in a low energy influence year, a period for consolidation and planning, not risk. Her expansion cycle didn't start for another 9 months. That generic advice caused her financially and emotionally. It made her doubt her own intuition when the timing was simply wrong for that kind of action. I had my own experience with this. That free reading told me I had natural entrepreneur vibration and needed to move fast. It felt urgent, like if I didn't act immediately, I would miss my destiny. So I pushed. I started projects that weren't ready. I forced ideas that needed more time to develop. Everything felt rushed and unnatural. The full system revealed a different story. Yes, I had entrepreneurial energy, but I had a strong stabilizer number and a soul code that thrives with long-term, deliberate building. The free calculator saw the gas pedal and ignored the brakes. The full chart showed me I needed to pace myself for sustainable success. This is the danger of generic timing. It pushes you out of sync with your own rhythm. Your life has a natural flow, periods of action and periods of rest, periods of risks and periods of security. When you follow a one-size-fits-all calendar, you are fighting against your own energy. You are trying to harvest when you should be planting. You end up exhausted, frustrated, and wondering why nothing works out. Real timing analysis aligns your actions with your personal vibration. It tells you when to push and when to pause. It respects your unique rhythm instead of forcing you into a generic one. But the most damaging lie isn't about wrong numbers or missing information. It's the mindset they create. Free numerology sells you destiny fatalism. It makes you believe your numbers are a prison sentence. This is who you are. This is what you're good at. This is what you will never have. That's complete nonsense. And it destroys more potential than any wrong calculation ever could. Your numbers aren't your limits. They are your patterns. They show your strengths, your challenges, your natural tendencies, but they don't control your choices. When I worked with who believed his lone wolf number meant he would always be alone, he had given up on dating entirely. When we looked at his full chart together, we saw that number differently. It wasn't a sentence to isolation. It was a pattern of independence that actually made him more attractive to the right partner once he understood it. He's now in a committed relationship because he stopped seeing his numbers as fixed destiny and started seeing them as dynamic energy. That's the difference between prison and possibility. Free numerology gives you bars on the window. Real numerology gives you the key to the door. Your chart shows you where you might struggle, but it also shows you how to grow through those struggles. It reveals your unlock code, not your life sentence. The empowerment comes from understanding your energy as something you work with, not something that works against you. You are not trapped by your numbers. You are informed by them. That shift in perspective changes everything. It moves you from passive acceptance to active creation of your life. So if free numerology gets everything wrong, what's the real point of this system? It's not fortune telling. It's not about predicting your future or putting you in a box. Real numerology is a tool for self-awareness. It's a mirror that shows you your own energy patterns clearly, without judgment. Proper analysis reveals your strengths so you can leverage them. It shows your growth areas so you can develop them. It explains why you are naturally good at some things and why others feel like constant struggles. That awareness is power. When you understand your energy blueprint, you stop fighting against your nature and start working with it. This is everything free calculators skip. They don't teach you the method. They don't show you the depth. They ignore the logic and context that makes numerology actually useful. They give you a horoscope style reading that's entertaining but ultimately meaningless for real life changes. Your destiny deserves more than generic interpretations. It deserves a system that respects your complexity. It deserves calculations that are actually accurate. It deserves interpretations that consider how all your energies interact rather than isolating them into separate boxes that don't connect. The real purpose of numerology is to give you clarity, not confusion, confidence, not doubt, and most importantly, choice, not fate. When you understand your numbers properly, you understand yourself better. And when you understand yourself better, you make better decisions. That's the transformation that actually matters. So here's your choice. Because there are only one real path forward if you want to understand your destiny with real accuracy. Not with free calculators, not with generic summaries. You need a system that gives you the full truth about your numbers. The first path is my comprehensive numerology course. This is for people who want to learn numerology correctly. The real structure, the accurate calculations, the full interpretations and the logic behind the system. This course gives you the true foundations. Everything those free calculations skip. The method, the depth, the context you need to actually understand what your numbers mean and why they matter. If you're tired of surface level information and you want to build your knowledge from the ground up, this is your path. The second path comes after the first one. It's the Destiny Soul Matrix course. This isn't just an advanced version of numerology. It's a completely different system, a multi-dimensional framework that reveals the energetic interactions and other patterns behind your personality, purpose, and challenges. This is where you uncover the codes that explain why your life unfolds the way it does. If you want to explore your destiny through a different lens and see the complete blueprint, this is your next path. These two paths are designed to work together, but they each stand alone. You start with the fundamentals and then move to the next system. The important thing is that you choose something that gives you the complete picture, not the generic version. The issue isn't numerology itself. The issue is using shallow, incomplete interpretations and thinking they are the whole truth. Free tools aren't harmful intentionally. They are just dangerously limited. Your life path deserves more than guesswork. It deserves clarity. It deserves correct calculations. It deserves a real system that you can trust. If you're ready for that clarity, check the description. The links to both courses are there. Your destiny is too important for anything less than the full picture.